Hi. So I was just playing Pac-Man and trying to show you guys show you all why I don't like some of the games, and I think I was doing a fair job. But then I was trying to play Pac-Man in time because that'll get me I don't know about an achievement, but it'll get it to where I could play one of the games on there because I can't play it right now. I've got it as a cabinet, as I call it, but it won't let me play it because I've got to play Pac-Man in time. So, okay, started that and read all the cool stuff, and literally I did not get to play it because the stream stopped. So I was like, fine, I'll just go out of it. Um, so happy day after Thanksgiving to everybody. Um, I know if you live in some other countries, you had it last month, or maybe you're gonna have it. Um, I don't think that was on the list, but you might have it next month for all I know, or you already had it, at the beginning of November instead or something. I don't know. There's a whole list of where you might be if you're having Thanksgiving in other countries on the um, TV special Garfield's Thanksgiving. Um, and if that information is correct, then you can learn all about Thanksgiving from all around the world. And even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving for the same reason that we celebrate Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of people who, at least eat Thanksgiving dinner. They make a special meal. So, on the last Thursday of November, maybe you're not celebrating it for the same reason that we're supposed to be celebrating it, but you know that, a big meal on that day is a good thing, so, that's what you do. Um, you know, I don't, I don't even know if, like, people are celebrating it for the same reason it originally got started. But, it's usually a time to have some good food and, spend time with your family. And we actually had a pretty good time yesterday. We only had one problem, and that's because my mother in law can't get over the fact that her son is married and, his wife might want to sit down too. Because they've got a brown stool, and yeah, I'm sorry if you've watched the other two videos. I'm complaining about this again. So she had to use it to get Brady's, her dog, um, to get Brady's food onto the dish, and I think they gave him some turkey to go with dinner or something like that. I know he got turkey. I just what? Thank you. So okay, I had the um the Thanksgiving Day parade playing in the background, and I thought it was really weird because one of the one of the recordings had a certain set of balloons, and I don't know if I like just wasn't looking up at the time, or and since I was watching it actively, I don't see how that would have happened. But like I noticed in the other recording that there were some balloons that were not featured in the first recording, and that doesn't make any sense because they were both supposed to be alive. And I was very confused because I thought that New York was only 3 hours ahead of us, and I think their parade goes at 9 o'clock in the morning. So that would have meant that if I woke up at 6:0 6:05 or 6:04 or whatever it was a.m., that I should have been seeing the very beginning of the parade. And that's not what I was seeing. I was seeing like 20 to 30% into the parade. So anyway, I ended up watching it like 2.5 times yesterday. And and part of that was I had it on my phone because because I was trying to kill the battery. I had 11% left, and I'm like, I am not going over to my mother-in-law's without at least being able to have a full without a full battery, so in case it was more of a disaster than what it was, um, and it wasn't a disaster this time, except for that little thing about the stool. But I think I might have been more comfortable if they would have had a folding chair. But they think of folding tables, they don't think of folding chairs. And they've got those really old ones. Um, they're always complaining about them. They're not solid, and it's like I was trying to convince them to get the wooden ones that some stores have because they are solid, but they're like, "No, we'll just use these." And it's like, well, you can't put anything heavy on them. You can't be guaranteed that you're actually going to have a table the whole time. And the only thing wrong with the wooden ones that I'm talking about is that they've got their own stand, and that takes up a little bit of room. You know? So, so, yeah. But, they don't want to do it, so. They have the ones that I remember my grandma having. My grandma had some that they weren't just flat. They were like uh they had a little bit of raised part all around the edges. Anyway, it was cool. So like, certain things reminded me of grandma. And oddly enough, it was, the little yeah, she had um socks that she'd put on our feet. She made them out of like um washcloth material, and um she had hardwood floors. So she was afraid that we were going to catch cold if we just walked around in our bare feet. So she put those on our feet so we wouldn't fall on our butts and hurt ourselves. Um, and soda cans, I don't know why, but they always had this weird film at the top when, when it was at grandma's house. It always have like, I don't know if it was film or condensation, something, and she'd have us, uh, wipe the top of the can before we drank out of it. And these blue cups that she had, and if they weren't in storage, and I hope to God they weren't, um, they, um, they kind of looked like the ones I was trying to find to be a representative cup of those cups, because it's like I remember exactly what they look like. And at one point, my parents came and brought some stuff from grandma's house, and um, they brought me a painting that Uncle Frank had painted, but it was grandma's painting. Um, she had it up in the living room, and I loved it. So they brought me that, and um, and they brought me this doll that I don't remember Grandma having ever. I don't know where they got this, but it's one of those that is supposed to stand on the, supposed to be on the stand and just look pretty, kind of like the holiday Barbie. And for Barbie collectors, I hear that it's better for her to stay in the box looking perfect. But, like, why would you do that? That's specifically for grown-ups. That's for Barbie collectors. Because you're not going to go and give that to a little girl knowing that, or a little boy if he likes playing with Barbies. But, you're probably not going to give that to a little girl knowing that she's going to go and play with it. No, you know how little girls do. They go and brush their hair and make them go on a date, and they might even take the fancy dress off and put um Disney princess pajamas on her or something, and then the dress might get Kool-Aid or something like that spilt on it, and you're probably going to be thinking of all those things and not want to give the little girl that, or it's going to be sitting on the shelf forever, and then all of a sudden, you know, all of a sudden it's going to be like on Toy Story 2, where he wanted to go. Was that Toy Story 2? Pretty sure it was Toy Story 2. Anyway, the one where they get kidnapped um to Al's toy barn. Anyway, whatever, then it's like that, or they're behind glass, they never get played with, and I don't think Barbie would like that. I don't know because I never played with Barbies. I had one Barbie growing up, and that's just so I could play with my cousin because my cousin had Barbies. I had like flight attendant Barbie or something like that. Work, maybe it was workforce Barbie. Anyway, she was like a executive or a flight attendant. I don't remember which, but she wasn't anything fun like a ballerina. And I thought that was really weird because when I got my daughter the ballerina Barbie, um, her tights were painted on. So you couldn't even remove her tights at all because they were painted on. So she basically had pink legs. But I was getting her all kinds of Barbies um, for a while there. I got her Winnie the Pooh Barbie and Mickey Mouse Barbie, and these were T-shirts that they were wearing. And I know that there was another one, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was Eeyore Barbie. I don't know. But these were all Barbies that we could get at Walmart. And at one point in time, I had Wheelchair Barbie, which I've got to look up and see if Wheelchair Barbie um I've got to find out if Wheelchair Barbie is part of the um I mean, I got to see if she's available on Amazon because if she is, then I want to get her because I thought that was very unique, and I want to get Wheelchair Kin too. Um, they just happened to be in storage when at least I think they were in storage. I'm not sure, but I just don't think they were here at the house. Um, anyway, pretty sure they were probably in a box in storage. And of course, the storage got, uh, we couldn't pay for it anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Um, anyway, we couldn't pay for it anymore, so we lost it. And yeah, so um, I wanted to get a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't think we can do that. I mean, that's not what I meant. I want to collect Barbies that I think are interesting. So, like, I would probably, I don't want to necessarily collect them because I think they're worth money later in life. And, I want to collect them just because I think they're interesting. But then that goes back to the toy never getting played with, and it might be sad. And, if you're a Barbie, you might, you know, um, you might mess up your mascara. I don't know. Weird things I think of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't do makeup either, so, if I don't sound very knowledgeable, there you go. I don't, I don't do makeup. I don't usually collect Barbies, but there was a few of them that I wanted to collect. wheelchair Barbie, wheelchair Ken, because I thought that that was interesting. That's showing girls that you can be in a wheelchair and still, you know, be, um, I don't know how to word that. Anyway, you're still, you can still be pretty. You can still, um, function. You're just a little shorter. That's all. You know, um, or if you're a kid, you might be a little taller. I actually, uh, I never understood why. Was she in a car accident? Was she born that way? Or what? But there was a girl that was in a wheelchair in one of our classes in junior high. And I want to say her name was Dolly. And, she had these really skinny legs, but the rest of her was normal size. So it looked weird, but she looked a little weird, and she got to leave the classroom a little bit earlier than everybody else so she could get to her next class on time. I always thought that was so cool. It was like I didn't actually want to be, wanting to have to be in a wheelchair, but I always thought it'd be way cool to have a wheelchair and be able to get out of the class a little bit earlier. I don't know why, because like I said, I really don't want to be, stuck in a wheelchair. But I think I was thinking that I could get out of it if I needed to, um, but then use it when I want to get out of class early. Something like that. I don't know. Um, so, okay, let's get this out of the way just in case it goes out again. Um, I do write books, and they're available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. And they are The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 1, Pirate's Daughter, The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 2, Misfortune, The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 3, Hard Times, and then later in the series, The Rolling Sea Traitor Book 1, Esperanza's Party, and The Rolling Sea Traitor Book 2, The Island. And then there's a separate series called Adopted, and the first book is Coral, and that's a children's series. I just wanted to tell people about my cats. People seem to like cat videos, and I was like thinking that some little kids like cats, and that maybe they'd like my series about my cats. Well, the first one, Coral, that was our cat that passed away January 23rd, 2025. And, ow. And it tells you a little bit about her, And I think she introduces you to Daddy and her brothers. And I wish it had the page in there where she's stalking the um she's hunting for her prey. She's just a little kitten, but she thought that her daddy's ravioli smelled so good, and she wanted some. She wanted to bite. And yeah, I wish I had that in there, but I don't think it does. It does have the cover showing her being a bad girl because she wasn't supposed to be on that piece of wood, but she looked so cute that I had to take a picture. Um, anyway, and the one that I'm working on right now is the Rolling Sea Traitor Book 3 Lessons in Love. And I'm trying to get out by Christmas. I don't know if giving myself some extra time is going to help or if I'm going to fail that goal too, but I'm going to try. I'm on 219 out of like 368 or whatever I said. So, it is doable. I just gotta, um, maybe not stream as long. I don't know. Today I've just got the goal of getting the 7 in this row done, and then I won't have to worry about it. Or I could stay on until 11. Whichever one gives up first will probably be what happens because I need to get that book done. At the moment, they are in an airplane. Sean is driving Ashley home from her date, and they stopped at the stop sign at the halfway point, halfway home point, and a limo pulls up, and uh, uh, a limo comes in from the left and parks right in front of Sean's truck. Well, Sean and Ashley have been arguing the whole entire trip. Ashley finally, Sean and Ashley see that there's bad guys coming out of that limo and they've got guns. And Ashley says, this is usually when the hero backs up and tries again. And Sean tries to back up, back the truck up, and finds that there's one little problem with that. He's out of gas. Well, so they both get grabbed, and one of the um one of the mafia guards says that they siphoned the gas. So they probably put it into the limo, just saying. I have no idea where they put the gas. It wasn't important to the storyline. But we just put in that they siphoned it, and, because it was kind of bugging me. Somebody of somebody of Sean's driving caliper, whatever the word is, um, running out of gas. That just didn't seem, that didn't sit right with me. Um, so I was like, we siphoned it. And it's like, yeah. Actually, my husband came up with that, and I decided that I liked the idea. There had to be a reason why they didn't have gas. Um, my husband was talking about going to a store today. Today being Black Friday. He was talking about going to a store today, and I thought he was totally insane because, it's Black Friday, but um, I don't remember what store either. Oh, and if you ever want to go to a Walmart on Thanksgiving, unless they change the policy again, you will not be able to do so because they are closed on Thursdays. I mean, they're closed on Thanksgiving, not Thursdays. They're closed on Thanksgiving, and I think that is because so many people are like, screw the job. I want to spend time with my family. It's a holiday. And so they are not open on Thanksgiving. They are not open on Christmas. And those are the only days that they are not open that I know of. If you see a Walmart closed any other time of the year, it will probably be because something's gone wrong inside the store. Like maybe the thing that um maybe the gas thing has uh there's something that deals with gas inside a Walmart store, and it was acting up, so we could not go in the um we could not go in the store to do our work, or we got evacuated from the store, one of those two. And and for a while there, we weren't supposed to go on the side of the building where our truck was. And it was like, well, we've got other stuff to do today. I don't know if any of it got done or not. Anyway, we got a whole bunch of that was back when we were vendors. Basically, we got sent into stores, and if they weren't doing something right, like maybe they're supposed to have an M&M display out and they don't have it, or like it's been busted down and put into the regular display, we got to telltale on them. And we got paid for this kind of stuff. Or like if there was supposed to be, like, say, a display of Thanksgiving foods, we might be the ones that are supposed to put it out, or we're supposed to convince the store manager to want to put up that display. I think one time my husband. Oh, okay. I'll change examples here. One time my husband was able to convince um the like corporate manager or whatever. Anyway, some biggie wig from Ross Dress for Less Although the one in South Lake Tahoe seemed to be Ross mess for less. Literally, he had just done the shoes, and then he went to lunch, and it looked like he hadn't done anything at all. And that's when his boss would walk over, and she'd be like, um, I thought I thought I told you to straighten the shoes. And he goes, I did. All I did was go to lunch. But she didn't believe him, so he started taking pictures and showing, look, this looked great before I went to lunch, and then this is what it looks like now. And this looked great before I went to lunch, and, yeah, it was interesting. Um, okay. Um, 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 How many houses have I done? One, two, three. There's one, two, three. Oh, that one's on the corner? Oh. Okay. So next. Oh, next is already done. Because that's the way it came. But if I don't do it the way that I've got it set up, then I get confused and think that we don't need bamboo houses at all. Okay, so we're down to 3 houses. We'll check after I get this set up. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Cool. Okay. Oh, I've got to give mad props to, I think it was the UPS guy. He delivered a package and he actually put it on the dryer. And I appreciated that so much. I didn't get to say thank you or anything, but hopefully, him or his kid will see this, or maybe his wife. The wife that I assume he has. Maybe they'll see it and pass on the thank you. Because, that other day. Oh, speaking of that. Really? Okay, so I'm expecting a package. We've got we, uh, we got a survey thing that we're participating in. And, they just monitor what we do on our phones all day. And, um, and they give us money for it. So we love that, the getting money, but we get it on Tuesdays. That's kind of excruciating sometimes because um, maybe we want to get, um, a salad and a baby pie. Those are those little pies at Walmart. Although I found out that Smith's has slices of pie. I don't know what Rayleigh's or Save Mart has, but I know that Smith's has little slices of pie. And they didn't taste like the ones at Walmart, so I was like, it tasted weird to me because I'm used to the cheap Walmart pie. But I liked it. Um, like I said, sometimes I want a salad and a baby pie, and I can't afford it until Tuesday. And then it's like maybe on Tuesday I want to save up my money so I can get another book. Anyway, so I was able to save up enough money the other day, and we've got to turn that free shipping off. I've got a free trial right now, but um, unless I can start making some book sales to cover at least to cover the bill, or um, or my husband gets our finances figured out and um, can deal with it that way, we're not going to be able to afford the $15 a month to keep it. And in our area, it doesn't seem to work anyway. Because back when I had it, um, just back when I had it at some point, it was like $6.99, or maybe it was more than that, but I thought it was $6.99, and you got it for the whole year. And in this case, I just used it so I could um, get my book without having to wait until my husband got home, because I needed like 12 cents. Literally. I just needed 12 cents, and I could have gotten my book and not signed up for shipping. Well, not signed up for free shipping, I mean. Um, but what ended up happening is I signed up for free shipping, but it said I could turn it off anytime. So as soon as I get my book, we'll turn it off. And, um, I know that I want it, but we don't buy enough stuff to warrant that. Um, I just don't. And the reason is because we're too poor to buy stuff, but they don't understand that. Anyway, so it went from like 2270 to 15 something, or I don't know, something like that. 'Cause it was gonna be like $6.99 shipping and handling. And since I did the free shipping, I didn't have to worry about that. And since I said I could turn it off anytime I want, I'm using the deal, and then I'm going to turn it off. I was trying to get all my books on, trying to get all of my books with the new cover. So I've got the new cover for, I've got the new cover for Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, and The Island, but I don't have it for Pirate's Daughter because it's supposed to be arriving tomorrow. Tomorrow. And I'm hoping the guy that they send this time can read English and follow it, because the other guy looked like he could read English and follow it, but he didn't. He left my package on the porch. He thudded it down. As far as I know. It was a lot softer than laying it down, like, you should this time of year. And, oh, that reminds me, my aunt ordered me something, and it's supposed to arrive on December 8th. So, I think that's pretty cool. We were talking, and it was really weird because we were talking, and like I was actively trying to say something, and the phone call just hangs up. So I don't know if it was because I went out to the dryer or what, but literally it just hung up. Because I had to get the stuff out of the dryer, because when the washer was done, I needed to be able to put my sweater. It zips up in the front, but it's still a sweatshirt. Anyway, I needed to be able to get that because that's what I wanted to wear last night after Thanksgiving dinner. And the only reason why we came home when we did is because my back was hurting. Because of that little stool. It's not that it's short or anything. She's got it pretty high because she's tall, and she needs it for like when she needs it for like when she's cooking dinner and stuff, because she can't stand up for long periods of time. It's kind of okay. So she had hip surgery over the summer. I think it was over the summer, and it was either I think it was last year. But now the other hip is like acting up too. So she's getting all squirmy again, because it hurts and can't really do anything about it. Because I think she's on some kind of, she's on blood pressure medicine. So you can't take a whole lot of medicines with that blood pressure medicine. think part of her thing is that if she'd just calm down and quit yelling at people. But some people just can't do that. Okay, so, or like, um, she wanted, okay, so we were pointing out, and my husband kept blowing her off, and I don't think that that's okay. Um, she was trying to she wanted to buy my father-in-law a $40 cell phone, and it's like, nowadays, you cannot buy a $40 cell phone and be happy. You gotta have more than that. And we don't even know what he needs anyway. They, it said something about him needing a phone, but we don't know if that means a house phone, if that means he's supposed to have his, um, he's supposed to have a cell phone on him at all times. Is he going to get one from work? Is he supposed to come up with that himself? We don't know. But he's getting a new job, and, um, something in the paperwork or fine print or whatever said that he was supposed to have a cell phone. So my mother-in-law goes off the deep end and looks it up and says that, and sees this $40 phone she thinks is a great bargain. But it's only got 32 gigs of memory, so it's probably not going to be strong enough to do what he wants, what he needs it to do. And I'm pretty sure that he's going to want to throw it across the room if it doesn't have, that thing where if somebody calls you from, like if a spam call is going to be coming in, it says potential spam. If it doesn't have that, he's going to get driven nuts and want to throw the thing across the room. And knowing my father-in-law, he'll get frustrated and do just that. But, hopefully not. And I'm pretty sure I don't have to worry about them seeing this video, so. Oh, I thought it was very sweet of my husband yesterday. He made us one giant pancake each, and I was able to eat it and not have problems, so I was really happy about that. So we might be able to, I don't know if it was specifically my stomach being upset that it was, I don't know if it was my stomach being upset because I needed the gallbladder surgery, or if it is that my stomach doesn't like pancakes, but, I would be willing to go to Denny's and see if I can have those pancakes again. Because if I can get the lumberjack slam and eat the pancakes and eat the toast and, all that stuff that comes with it, then I would be happy, because that was actually a filling meal for me. I ended up having to take part of the pancakes home every single time because I was, nice and full. anyway, I feel like I got a lot accomplished yesterday because I got 2 whole pages. Oh, okay. I got 2 whole pages done of my story before we had to go to Thanksgiving. Or was it more than that? Yeah, we'll stick with the 2 pages idea. Um, and I got some laundry done, and I got my shower and was able to eat breakfast, and I saw part of the parade from Philadelphia, and that one was a little frustrating because it kept going to commercial. But I saw part of the parade from Philadelphia, and I saw the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade from New York City 2.5 times, something like that. And at one point, I was watching it on my phone as well. So, like, the phone was the sound, and the ow, 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 ow. A slight Charlie horse in my leg. Um. Anyway, I was That's what I was trying to say. The phone was the sound, and the computer was playing the video. I mean, the phone was playing the video too, because I was um trying to kill my battery. Oh, okay, I told you about my books. So, the short form is that they're Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, The Island, and Adopted Coral. Well, it's Coral, and the series is adopted, but anyway. Um, and they're available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. And there will be a link. I keep forgetting to say this part. There will be one link to one book. There's 6 links, so one will take you to, like, one link will take you to Pirate's Daughter. Another link will take you to Misfortune. Another link will take you to Hard Times. Another link will take you to Esperanza's Party. Another link will take you to The Island. And the last link will take you to Coral's book. And, that's whether you are watching me on Twitch or whether you're watching me on YouTube. I've been trying to keep up on Twitch. Sometimes I miss, but I've been trying to keep up on Twitch because, what if that's the only way that you're watching me? Or, like, maybe you don't have time to watch me on YouTube today, so but you're on Twitch for maybe your own stream, and you you happen to hit a button to where you end up seeing people you've followed, and you find my stream, and you see it. Anyway, the links will be right there. So if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. And I've got 13 followers. It's a start. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe. notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. I don't know when's the best part to say that, so I've just been throwing it in there every once in a while, seeing, what brings more happiness to my audience, having it here, there, here, whatever. Ugh. I don't know why, but I'm tired all of a sudden. I did that yesterday. I would have gotten more done. Okay, so I seriously would have gotten more done yesterday, but we got to a certain part in the day, and I was just like, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. And I think it's because I woke up at 6 o'clock and, 6 a.m., and I usually would have gone back to bed after going upstairs. And this time, I'm like, the parade! So I quickly, as quickly as I could, I went and got down the stairs without. I don't go down the stairs quickly, but I got down the stairs and I turned the light on and I went over to the TV and turned on the I turned on the TV and then I found the channel with the parade on it, and there's two channels with the parade. And it turns out that the one parade was Philadelphia and the other parade was actually Macy's. So I switched over to the Macy's one and watched the rest of it, and then oh, maybe that's what happened. Yeah, I think that's what happened, is that I was watching about 20 minutes or so on the other one, and I was like, wait a minute, this isn't Macy's. I finally realized it's Philadelphia, and we switched over to the Fox one. I didn't want to watch the Fox one because theirs gets washed out. Like when you're watching Dancing with the Stars, and it just gets washed out for a little bit there. And I don't like that. I like being able to watch it to where you can tell who's dancing. And it doesn't always work that way. Okay. So now we got this one. Um Uh-oh. Anyway, so if you haven't seen me building this one before, this is my world from the books that I write. And we're trying to get this done as quickly as possible, but it's taking forever because we have other things to do. Including going on a litter box treasure hunt. if I don't tell myself it's a treasure hunt, I'm not going to want to do it. I'm just going to be going, ugh, and not want to do it. So I basically pretend I'm Indiana Jones and I'm trying to get all of the treasure. Although in Indiana Jones's case, he always thinks it belongs in a museum. And with this one, I believe it belongs in a double bagged plastic bag until it can be taken to the dump by the garbage men. I don't know what the new PC term is. But I think they're like you used to be able to call the people in the airplane stewardess or steward, and I think that they like being called flight attendants now. Okay. So I think I'm going to finish this house, and depending on what time it is, I might start a fourth stream where I'm doing this for the next section. I don't know yet. Okay. Um, I don't know yet. I may just decide I'm done and leave it at that. So we were watching E.T. yesterday, and I don't know why, but my father-in-law likes to watch the behind the scenes stuff. Sometimes it's really cool. Like this one, it was pretty cool because we found out that for Halloween that year, Steven Spielberg dressed up as a little old lady, but like she was the cool grandma kind of thing, giving out candy apples, and Drew Barrymore literally looked at it like, ew. I don't know if that's what she meant, but she was looking at it like, ew, like, she was happy with the apple the way it was, kind of thing. But I thought it was kind of funny because she's like over there going, this is like my, you know, the movie that made me an actress or something like that. And it's like cool to see them having, the like, um, family reunion kind of thing. Okay. Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna get to watch Christmas movies today. Um, if you want something to like comment about in the